Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. I've been using the Xiaomi Pad 6X Pro 12.4 for a little over a week now, and before getting my hands on it, I was a bit skeptical about the 12.4 inches screen size compared to the more conventional 11 size. I wasn't sure how it would fit into my daily routine, or if a larger format would be more of a hassle to carry around. Today I thought it would be interesting to discuss the various uses for this tablet, and particularly how leveraging HyperOS can enhance connectivity with my other devices like the Xiaomi 14. If you're curious about the design and specs, I've linked the unboxing video in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's dive into the first use case. The first use case that comes to mind for me regarding a tablet of this size is productivity, taking notes, answering email, web searches, and video calling. With a 12.4 inches screen, it's comparable to the 13 inches display found on ultra-portable devices running Windows or macOS, typically used for these tasks. Having both a tablet and a laptop might be redundant for home or student usage, and opting for devices that serve both purposes could be more cost-effective. Additionally, the 3:2 aspect ratio of the Pad 6S Pro provides more space at the bottom, ideal for web browsing, Excel spreadsheets, or text editing. Ideally, pairing the tablet with the stylus and keyboard cover would enhance productivity. In my case, I only have the stylus for now, but a Bluetooth keyboard and a mouse would suffice for using the Google Suite for document, sheets, slides, and Gmail. Furthermore, in addition to the familiar multitasking features like split screen and floating windows, there is a workstation mode available mimicking a computer interface with a taskbar at the bottom and support for up to 4 applications with resizable windows. It's much more convenient for doing research, writing an email with YouTube on the side, and it also has video output with the USB-C port to mirror the tablet screen. So you could possibly connect it to a docking station and use an external monitor when at home for all these tasks. The USB-C 3.2 port also supports transfer speed up to 5 GB, so there is no issue transferring file to an SSD pretty fast, for example. These setups cover most computer-related tasks, albeit for standard use, plus with the stylus, quick note-taking becomes a breeze. The Xiaomi Focus Pen with its 8192 pressure levels and less than 3 millisecond latencies offer a seamless experience. Additionally, the Mi Canva app allows for freeform expression with the stylus, offering various backgrounds, pen types, and even AI features for beta tester that allows you to draw something approximately and have it AI generated for better looking results. You can also use the stylus directly in a text editing application like Google Docs for instance, so that it automatically converts to text format. There is a quick tutorial at the beginning that shows, for example, you can scribble what you want to delete, draw a line to add text between two words, and it can be quite useful for note-taking at university or during a meeting. And at the end, you have a text file directly available. At the moment, it seems quite accurate, but we'll see after taking extensive notes. For presentation, the stylus can be used to highlight specific areas of the screen by holding down the third button, which is quite handy. If you want to make video calls, the 32 megapixel selfie camera located at the top in landscape format works very well, and Xiaomi has developed conferencing tool. Focus frame keeps you centered if you move, AI subtitle record what is being said in text format and also provide real-time translation. You can also have an intelligent summary at the end of the meeting. For now, these functions are in beta, so we'll see when they will be available to everyone. On the connectivity front, the Xiaomi Pad 6S Pro offers seamless interaction with other devices like the Xiaomi 14. Features like Home Screen Plus allow for mirroring the smartphone screen onto the tablet for control and easy file transfer between devices. This is handy for quickly responding to messages without the need to reaching for your phone. Other functions include starting a note on the tablet in Xiaomi Notes and completing it by taking a photo with a smartphone for better image quality. While the tablet doesn't have built-in cellular connectivity, it can initiate smartphone hotspot usage directly, streamlining the process. Additionally, NFC-enabled tap-to-share functionality simplifies file transfer between devices. Reducing friction in device interaction is always welcome, especially with the growing ecosystem of HyperOS-enabled devices like smartwatches or cars. The more interconnected Xiaomi devices are, the better. The second thing that comes to mind when I think about a tablet in general, it's entertainment. Whether it's scrolling through social media on the couch, binge-watching a series in bed, or playing the latest mobile game, a larger screen is definitely a plus for these activities. Even when held for extended periods, it's surprisingly thin and not too heavy at 6.27mm thick and 590 grams. For comparison, it's 100 grams heavier than the Pad 6 but 0.25mm thinner. One thing to note is that the tablet has a 3:2 aspect ratio, not the typical 16:9 or 16:10, depending on the type of content you're watching on platforms like YouTube YouTube or Netflix, you might have black bars at the top and bottom of the screen. The size will vary depending on the format of the video. In gaming, there are no issues because the game takes up the entire screen space, as seen here with Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, which I've played quite a bit lately. You can play it with on-screen control, but it doesn't work very well on tablet, I think, even on 11.1 inches. In my opinion, with a controller, I realized that I play much better and it makes the game much more enjoyable when you're not constantly getting killed. Especially since we have here a 144Hz screen and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which allow for very good gaming conditions. For example, in this game by default, it suggests setting the game to high settings and 30 FPS, and you feel like you're playing on a console on a mini screen rather than a mobile device in the end. There are other advantages too, like the Wi-Fi 7 for faster game downloads and the immersive experience provided by the 6 speakers, perfect for music, gaming and movie watching. The only downside might be the lack of an OLED screen. However, the LCD display here is still excellent. Some competitors offer OLED screens at a higher price point, but that might be something to consider for future versions. Finally, a tablet of this size is perfect for creating endeavors like drawing, photo editing and video editing. The spacious screen provides ample space and color accuracy is top-notch with support for DCI-P3, 12-bit color depth and calibrated color mode for the display. For drawing purposes, as mentioned earlier, we have the Mi Canva application, which allows you to express yourself freely with the stylus. In my case, I don't know how to draw, so I cannot really show you what can be done with it besides the few examples already available, but I used it to write my shortlist for the things to film in this video instead of using paper, and it allows me to check off things as I go along. For video purposes, we still have functions that were already present but can be even more practical due to the screen size, such as the director mode, which allows you to control the video from a connected device. It supports up to 4 cameras and 4 monitors, and naturally, if there are several people around the monitor, they can appreciate the extra inches. You can also use it to back up files from your camera or smartphone and then save them to an SSD, cloud storage or simply edit them. There are more and more mobile video editing applications available, and the tablet is powerful enough to edit videos for short or reels, for example. Once again, we have enough space to have all the control visible while editing. The principle is the same for photo editing. We have enough space to see the image and have the slider on the side. Here the stylus is more practical for all this, but you can also do it with a mouse. In addition to all the mentioned use cases, there are some common features that prove handy, like the 10,000 mAh battery with 120 watt fast charging, allowing a full charge in just over 35 minutes. Overall, I've been pleasantly surprised by how practical a larger tablet can be, especially when on the go. Of course, having both a laptop and an 11 inches tablet like I do covers a wider range of needs, but if I were looking for a single device, this could be a solid compromise for everyday use. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section and I'll see you in the next one.